Greetings and welcome to another excellent World of Tanks video. This one is a video about the long hauls and how they have changed, at least on the World War II side, because with the addition of hit points to tanks tier 6 and below, it changes the dynamic of World War II era long haul missions. Now, if you run Cold War missions, which I have been known to do for long hauls from time to time, it's not that big of a deal. And it's not a huge deal, but what it really does is that it makes it more difficult to do them quickly. You know, first off, if you didn't know, tier 2s no longer can be used on tier 1s, can no longer be used for the long hauls. You need 3s and above. Okay, fine. Not that big of a deal, but all the 3s and above now have about 50% more hit points than they did. So the dynamic changes slightly. The numbers that you're going to need, the minimum numbers to score a top 7 performance are going to change. They'll be higher. You'll do more damage, and you may kill less, because what happens is that you lose the ability to do 1 and 2 shot kills on guys, so that it'll take 2, 3, or 4 shots to kill guys, and that leaves open the chances for kill stealers. So that's the thing. Be aware that you're going to score more damage in general as a good player, but you're going to probably experience no increase in kills and probably a decrease, because it just takes longer, and it just gives, you know, robots on your team chances to kill steal when they do it as well. So you have some problems or inconveniences. So the thing is, when you're working on long hauls, now we do this off and on together because it's just more interesting, and you're having discussion, and it's just more fun in general in a platoon. But now what this new dynamic is going to create is the necessity to have platoons, and, you know, to form platoons that get along well together. We have a great group of guys, probably 15 different guys off and on, at different variety of frequency of playing together. You know, and they'll just drop in here and there. You know, I drop into their parties, they drop into my parties. It's all good. You know, we're all team oriented. Let's help whoever. Like Monday night, I was helping Wrong Way and Top. They were closing out long hauls. I was already done. I'm like, hey, I'll be glad to go with you. So we did that. It was all great. And that's what happens. We'll just, team up to get help. Now, as a guy who already had done his long hauls, I was taking a backseat role, not trying to be an ace killer. Let those guys do their stuff to make sure they score. So you have that, that's the kind of, mentality that we run with. Where if there's 2 people working on it, those are the primary scorers. The other guy, myself, you're the third man. Hey, no problem. And that's just how it is. It's just more fun. You're not infringing on them. And we were able to do. They were also working on contracts at the same time. So it was like, hey, we'll all go together. You're working on your contract, share whatever. I'm just floating around, having fun, no problem. So that's the thing about the long haul. So here I brought out my Thresher so you can take a look at this. I assume pretty soon the Thresher contract should make a comeback. We were experimenting today with Threshers scientifically to evaluate the effectiveness of certain things. The Thresher was one of the primary subjects of the test because the Thresher has 49 total bullets, and that did not change. But now everybody has more hit points. And as a Thresher player, I have run out of bullets before. So that's why it's relevant. Knowing that you can run out of bullets in a Thresher before you're finished with your match. So we tested it. It worked fine. It wasn't a big deal. Brownie himself had altered his rounds and used more premium because he noticed there was a difference. And he's a freak with the Thresher. He has a personal record of 12 kills. And one of the things I can tell you, with the extended extra health added to tanks, that 12 number is a monster. No one's really going to touch that 12. Not on that Thresher. You just don't have enough bullets. I mean, you could do it, but it's not going to happen organically. You're going to have to force this. Have your buddies shoot guys, have them ready to kill them, and then kill them, because getting a kill record in a match is based on killing, not damage. So you're going to have some help. And you could do it that way. He did it legit on his own, where he didn't have a platoon. It was just him. And so he did, and now he may have gotten, Captain Steal a kill kind of business as well. But that 12 is going to be super difficult to get. I mean, as if it wasn't hard enough, and it wasn't. It was hard because I don't have 12. I got 11 and felt happy, to get 11. I'm no Brownie. So we also tested Panzer 3J. Was another. It was as terrific as I thought it would be for a long haul tank. Excellent killer. Armored Wraith was an expert on that way back, and so he was running that, and he had no troubles at all. It was really good. So that's something to help you guys out if you aren't having success every match. And Bernie himself said that he noticed that when he did long hauls with us, it was just way better. Our efficiency and our win percentage. He said, well, I ran 8 matches with you and Armored Wraith, and we won all 8. He said before that, he had a bad record because the teams were bad. It's like, yeah, but come on, dude. We know what we're doing in this business. Me on Artillery, Armored Wraith on Thresher, and so Bernie was also on Thresher. So that worked out great. Having a good teamwork platoon where you don't have to worry about guys getting in your way, or stealing your kills, which can be annoying. We accidentally steal a kill. Well, we just say, hey, kill this guy. No big deal. We're not trying to, do anything, one up somebody. Ha ha, I took your kill, you stink. That's not how we do it. We're playing to win and trying not to infringe upon whatever. I always tell those guys, hey, look, dude, I'm shooting guys. Steal the kill, just kill them, and let's win the game. And worry about what happens after the fact. Don't try to be too polite and end up losing a game because you're not killing dudes. Kill the dudes first. And we can sort the rest of it out later. It doesn't really matter to me. So that's really good. So that's how we were handling long hauls and just seeing how things were going after this new hit point change. Nothing changes in Cold War or at the upper level. I don't know if it was 6 and below or if it was below 6, but it's either, at least at tier 7 and above, it doesn't change, including Cold War. So everything there is the same. And I just, don't really run specific missions in general unless I'm doing commander building in my artillery, which really was bizarre. And this is one thing I'll tell you that I noticed, and I asked Brownie, he noticed the same thing for his Thresher. So we're running long haul missions, and I'm doing artillery, and it just feels bad. I'm doing okay. Now, I'm not scoring a long haul qualification as at the same percentage. It's less for sure, because I had 300, 400 points, and sometimes not qualifying 8th position. Oh, thanks a lot, man. Normally, it would have been 250 and 2 kills, and I'm in every time. Okay, it's changed slightly. It's no big deal. And I just felt like I was way underperforming and less efficient. And so I asked Brownie. He thought, yeah, he knew he wasn't killing as many, but he didn't feel 100% right. I checked the numbers. My numbers were actually better. It became probably because I'm doing more damage per game on average. Is what the numbers would show. It was very bizarre. It just felt off, and I could tell, I could feel it. Didn't have to do. I don't count the numbers because that's just bean counter stuff is boring, and you would only do that as a scientist when you're specifically looking to isolate this information. But the first nature is to observe in general and see if it seems right or not. That's going to tell you something in itself. That gives you the signal, the flag that something is going on or isn't going on, depending on what you're expecting. So I got the signal and then looked at the numbers, and the numbers were totally saying I was doing better, even though it felt completely wrong. So if you've noticed that yourself, well, there you go. Compare it to what I just told you. Go back and check your numbers and see if your percentage of long haul qualification is down. Mine is definitely down. Now, there's no number for that. You can't look for the stat of that. That's not a stat that's tracked. That you're going to know this as a performer. You're going to know that you're not as high or higher. It's fairly obvious. When you're a high percentage long haul qualifier, you'll know when you're not high percentage qualifying. Now, if you're not as high a percentage, you might have a difficult time gauging a feel for it, but I'm just giving you my information. I know mine percentages down, but my success was good. So, when you have the hit point change, you're going to have other changes as well. That should be self-evident and expected, and it was. I decided to bring out the Panzer IIIJ so you could take a close look at it on the off chance that you don't have it. This is a regular Tech Tree tank. It's not very expensive. Easy to acquire if you don't have it. It's a tier 4. Its primary advantage is that it's quite fast. Let me show you. You can see here I have it already set up. It's got 70 speed, a good gun, highly mobile, with good armor. Highly recommended as a very good medium tank for tier 4. Really good, actually. Its agility is just what makes it so fantastic. So this was scoring well in long hauls, just to give you a helpful hint. Now, there's going to be other tanks that might do well. You might be good on a Panzer V-4. That, to me, seems like it would be very good. Possible Shermans are good. Different other light tanks will be useful. It's going to vary from player to player to player. Artillery was okay. So if you're an artillery guy, check out the Su-26 Tier 3 Soviet artillery. If you can't get or don't have a Tier 3 Sexton 1 US premium tank, that's more expensive. The Su-26 is an awesome Tier 3 Russian artillery that works well but it has a turret, which is awesome on defense. Like when a light tank rolls up on that tank, let me show it to you. On the surface, this is the Su-26. It doesn't seem like a devastating weapon, but when you realize that that turret is a free rotating turret, it's awesome against light tanks. When a Panzer 1C or a Locust or a BT-7 rolls up and tries to kill you, and you rotate that turret and drill him, it's kind of a shocker for them because they're not used to you doing that. This is not a commonly used artillery. So, as Shooter McGavin would say, the turret on the Su-26 is a secret from the pros. So that'll help you out in your matches. So hopefully this helped you with your long hauls and gave you ideas to improve your performance now that things are different. You're probably noticing this already. Essentially, do whatever works for you. Don't try to get fancy. Do the regular stuff, but there's nothing wrong with you searching. Oh, another one that was really good was Su-76I Tier 3 Premium Soviet Sniper. Let me grab this dude for you.